Kia ora, my friends. This video is to inspire you to use your super manifesting abilities and to tap into this huge power that exists. It's open now and it will last until the 21st of December, and that's UTC time. So if you're in the Southern Hemisphere like me, it's going to last until the 22nd of December and pretty much usher us into Christmas. So if that's a holiday that you celebrate, it's going to usher you into Christmas. I am shooting this video in front of my favorite backdrop, and I'm going to talk a little bit more in the video about the significance of this particular screen. The point of this video is to actually address a very special subject to my heart, and that is using negative energy in your life to change it around and shift it around and step into this big universal power. I am going to go through this and I will lead you through a little activation with the full force of this powerful star energy and the full force of this beautiful backdrop, which is Rarotonga, and I'm going to explain a little bit about this in a bit. But firstly, we're going to start with negative energy. So somebody accused me of being negative the other day, and I took it really personally. First thing is, you cannot eliminate negativity, but you can use it, because if you look at whatever is the negative force in your life, and particularly at this time, because negative energy can really be powered up by the Galactic Core. Negative experiences really can be amplified right now. So if you're going to go into a negative vortex, understand the power of blackness or darkness, which is really just an absence of light, and shift it and turn it and make it work for you. The trick is to actually really look at what you see as negative, which in this case was somebody telling me I was negative because I was voicing an opinion that potentially he wasn't used to hearing from me anyway. But the trick is to use that as your springboard, not to fall into it and not to stay there, but actually to elevate and to see past what it is that you are seeking, number one, and then two, to use the power of your imagination, the 99% universal energy and the powerful feelings that sit in you, positive feelings, to actually imagine what it is that you want. Now, that can be really hard when somebody's telling you you're negative. It can be super, super hard to even say to yourself, well, what do I want here? So I'm going to make it really practical. You will have a pattern. You will have a trauma pattern. And for you, that trauma pattern is a decision you made really early in your life to accept a limitation. And you probably packed a whole lot of negative emotions around it because you were little, generally in your mum's womb or through to the age of about 7. And you had no idea how to understand these huge, powerful emotions that were sitting around this decision, that were sitting around a negative experience, that was sitting around a trauma pattern. And I also just want to say, some trauma patterns sit in your mother's DNA. So they were passed down to you, and they were passed down to you with 1.5 billion years. The mitochondrial DNA of your mother and her line is passed down to you, but they were passed down to you to clear. So this is why negative energy is so important. It's really important to understand your trauma. It's really important to understand these negative feelings that sit there, because we want to change these and shift these and get rid of them. Okay, so you know what your trauma pattern is. For most of us, it is a relationship with others, or it is a relationship with money, or it is a relationship with our bodies. And remember, mind thinks, body stores. So if it's a relationship with your body, you are going to have, generally there is a pattern of a stress chemical, which is known as cortisol, and it absolutely stuffs up your body's processing of sugar. Okay, so you tend to get bigger, then you tend to put on weight more easily, and you carry cortisol as a stress in your body. If you happen to, if your issue is around money, that can also be linked to a proliferation or too much norepinephrine, and it gives you headaches and it keeps you stuck and overwhelmed, and it's a really difficult chemical to process because it literally sits on top of you and stops you from being able to see your way past the stuckness. If, on the other hand, you have lived experience with high stress, trauma, conflict like me. I grew up in family violence, and my teenage parents used to physically fight, and pretty much everyone in my line fought. So anger and conflict and judgment and criticism and being right division is a very, very strong emotion for me, which is catalyzed through adrenaline. So if you were like this, you're going to be running this tide of adrenaline that makes you fast, makes you want to fight, flee, or just freeze. And it's a chemical which sits in you because of your trauma pattern. Okay, so we talked about trauma, but the great thing about trauma is actually it'll put these emotions, it puts you back in these emotions because you can't remember what happened to you when you were little, but you know with your life experience what is happening to you that triggers these patterns and triggers the powerful emotions. So if you can find these, hallelujah. If you can look at them and say, oh my God, these are me. This is me. This is what I do. This is how I think. This is how I see the world. If you can do that, you can grab it. And with the power of this galactic shift, you can take responsibility for clearing it. Okay, how do we clear it? It's really simple. It really is so simple. We reimagine. We don't think about it. Don't think about it. We reimagine things the way we want to be, because what we imagine, and remember, 90% of everything in your body is ruled by imagination. The mind puts programs that run the body. Breathing is a program, which is why you want to change your breathing. Breathing is consciousness. If you breathe out longer, you are actually calming down whatever one of those stress chemicals you're running, or you might be running all three. So breathing in and then breathing out as long as you can, automatically shifts you and makes you calmer, more creative and more resourceful, and brings the healing balance in to settle your nervous system. So reimagining is very easy when we slow down, like with the breath, when we meditate, but it is also a conscious will. My intention is for a wonderful, wonderful experience in this lesson and in every moment of my life is when I remember. So when we intend and then get out of the way. So if you are like me and conflict in relationships is your pattern, and you have a chart, I have an astrology chart with open enemies, so my reflection of thinking shows up with people who literally want to fight me, or literally want to tell me the way that it is, or hold me down and stop me from expressing myself, or slamming the door in my face. Some of us have enemies, that open enemies in our chart, and if you want to know more about this, reach out to me and I can help you with a coaching session to walk you through your chart, because your astrology is really, really important to working with universal energy. But if you have a pattern like this, if you have conflict in relationships, the key to reimagining is not to look at what you see with your senses, or what you feel with your senses, or what is screaming inside you. This person is doing this to me. This person is calling me negative. I'm so not negative. Those tide of powerful emotions. You can't just grab hold of your emotions and shift and change. I mean, bollocks to that. It's not about managing your emotion. It's about understanding the limits in your mind and reimagining what you want to be the case. Emotions do not exist separate from your beliefs, okay? It goes belief first and then emotions and then imagination. So the way that you work is to use the most painful life experience that's showing up in your face, whatever that is. If it is road rage and other people driving you crazy because they're muppets or whatever, it's not them, it's your reaction. It's your focus on this. So what do? Firstly, this is so simple. You can take that breath. You've forgotten how to breathe and breathe out in particular. You can come into your heart and literally you just feel everything come in. You evaluate that pattern or that life experience and you reimagine. So, conflictual relationships. This negative person telling me I'm negative. I could smoke them out of the picture in my imagination, but then another one would pop up, another enemy would pop up. So what do? We actually open our hearts and we imagine this relationship being one that pleases us and it feels good. And we viscerally use our senses in our imagination. And if you want to power up your imagination, close your eyes, people. Blocking out 10 million bits of the 11 bits of data you get every second. That's how much information and sensory stimulation and data that your mind is processing. So if you close your eyes, if you come into a heart space, if you take a big breath, and if you step into the slipstream of universal power, which never leaves you and is always your most intelligent and your most loving perspective, irrespective of the Muppet on the other side, the Muppet that's driving you crazy. So stop focusing on that, okay? Just imagine what this relationship would be like if it pleased you. So if this right now is a family member who actually left the house at Christmas because you were unvaccinated, or if this is a person who votes for a particular politician that you really cannot stand and it raises the ire of your blood, I'm not asking you to change that person's opinion in your imagination. What I'm asking you to do is just to focus on having a relationship with that person that actually pleases you, because if they are a family member, you're stuck with them. So just imagine what it is that you really, really, really would like to have with this person. So coming into your heart, and again, it's your imagination, so you can do what you like as long as you realize that they have free will. You are a powerful being in this biodynamic loop, and the law of attunement means that energy must rise up or it will float away. And that is not floating away with drama and trauma. That is not a messy breakup. A messy breakup means it's just going to come around again and you're going to revisit that challenge. It just means that there's a natural floating away or a natural parting. Doesn't really have that much with your family members, but there is a natural kind change, and you may not see them as often, or you'll just know, because you'll know that they've floated away, or you will actually find that they will respond to the most powerful energy of love which sits in your heart. So reimagining means taking all of the positive emotions that you can feel, and if you just use love with no boundaries, just say love is in me, and then see yourself with this person, feel energy from your heart, bringing awareness into your heart and just actually letting it flow at them, and then imagine them bringing you a cup of tea. Imagine them sitting in the garden with you and drinking this cup of tea. imagine just letting everything float around you, all the thoughts and the feelings, because they are thoughts and beliefs and feelings. They're not you. You're a light being. You're full of light, like this beautiful photo of my favorite beach, Rarotonga. And then just allow what happens when we open our heart. Just incredible synchronicities. There's no such thing as coincidence in my book. Everything is a synchronicity, and everything is divine timing, and understanding those things which have nothing to do with us, but we catalyze change with our powerful feelings and our powerful imagination. And remember, when you imagine enough, a filter forms in your mind, a neural pathway that actually draws new life experience. And generally, if it's a relationship around you, the relationship will change and improve. Or if it isn't meant to be, you will just find yourself moving apart from the relationship that no longer serves you, because it is universal law. It's just the way it works. Energy only exists between two sources that are the same. So you can't change or assemble all the pieces to fit your view of the world. You just can't do it. There's just too much to do. But you can change your focus, and then you'll rise up, and the subject of your focus will either rise up or float away. You'll find with love, if you can use the energy of love, that it is such a door opener, because when you are in a loving space, you're not even caring or thinking, you're just being loving. And the more you can focus on your heart and this power that you have to love others unconditionally, the easier it gets to reimagine, because you're not thinking about getting about this and then going down a long negative vortex. So I hope that you're appreciative of your negative emotions. And I hope that you can see those negative emotions and feel them in your body as the stress chemicals. And then I hope that you can use this short little lesson to catalyze change and power into the galactic. So I'm just going to end with this little story, because this island behind me, Rarotonga, I have a beautiful friend. She's one of my dearest friends from school. And I have been super manifesting, because it only comes for one season, 30 days, the season of Sagittarius. And I have always had my heart open to this beautiful friend. And anyway, last week, I just manifested a trip here, and I didn't have to pay for it, and I'm really strapped of cash because I poured it into my digital business anyway. But I landed on this island, and I got to see my friend, who I haven't seen for years, and meet the loved one in her life. And not once did I focus on how the hell I was going to make it here, or how I was going to pay for it, or where I was going to stay, or what it was going to be like. It just flowed from me, and every obstacle was just pushed away. And that is the power of focus. That is the power of your loving feelings. I love Rarotonga. It's just the most idyllic place. It is so restful, it's so peaceful. It is particularly when you've been stressing all year. But this came to me not because I was focused on lack. It came to me because I was focused on all of the things that please me and that I love, and the relationships that really power me up. And I see these often. And that is how you do it. And just know there's not a single thing that you want to have, to be, or to do. There's not one single thing that isn't possible. Not one single thing. The law of oneness, which means everything is connected, and we are all connected. The law of oneness puts you with your desire, whatever it is. You just have to imagine enough that desire is here now, which is why I'm in this photo, because my heart is in Rarotonga with my beautiful friend. And I know another trip is on its way, and another after that. And I know this relationship with her will sustain us right through to our grandchildren. And you also have this ability. So here, friends, is the quick activation, and this is basically going to take us through into the theta brainwaves, which are your naturally imaginative brainwaves, the brainwaves that you ran when you were a child, when you basically created all of the filters that are your reality. So if you're operating machinery or driving a car, don't do this, come back to it later. But it is a high vibe transmission, and we're going to bring in that galactic power and really just power up the opposite of anything that you may be challenged with, or you may be facing a challenge in the real world or in the unreal world. So when you're ready, just close your eyes. And we always start our change work with our imaginations and the full power of both hemispheres of our mind by setting an intention. So in this case, set your intention to receive this activation with the spirit, the island spirit of Rarotonga, and set your intention to use the deepest levels of your consciousness to do this work. Thank you, my friend. So starting with a little breath to calm your nervous system and to deal with those stress chemicals, we're going to take 3 breaths, and we will inhale through our mouth and exhale through our nose, remembering on the exhale through your nose to breathe out longer. Remember to breathe in calm and to exhale tension, bringing all of this powerful oxygen into the mind, into the brain. Here we go, breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Now just let your breath come back to a natural pace. And I want you to imagine underneath your feet that you are standing on this greatest source of your trauma, your greatest challenge, your trauma pattern. I want you to stand on it and just trample away and clear and transmute the negative energy, the negative feelings that sit. So bring them all up. If that is, this relationship is driving me crazy, stamp on it. Stamp on those thoughts, clear and transmute across all time, space, dimensions, and realities. Now see a beam of light, a sprinkled, disintegrated beliefs being pushed down into our earth, Papatonaku, Mother Earth. Here we go. The light goes down and connects you deeply with the source and the power of all that is. Now bring this great power of the Earth's magnetic core deeply within, to your toes, to your feet, to your heels, to your ankles, to your, encircle the power up, ankles, further and further to your knees, through into your thighs, to your hamstrings, to your buttocks, to your groin, to your back, to your stomach, to your solar plexus, and to your heart. As you are here, push out and let the energy of all that is flow around you, powering you. Coming into your throat, allow the energy to cascade all the way down your arms to your fingertips. Feel the tingling power of your great creation. You are deliberately creating here. You are super manifesting. Bring the power, the light into your throat, your cheeks, your ears, your nose, your mouth, your third eye. Matakiti flows. Have a little circle, a vortex of positivity around and around. Push it further into the crown of your head. Feel your inner knowing. Now, just imagine the light and you floating up, leaving your body, a tingling sensation of your powerful creation, going up, 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 leaving the earth, past the moon, the sun, the planets, the stars, into layers of liquid light, past the goldness, through the dark, shimmering, black blue, and into the plug of Te Kore. You can go up or through, and as you push through, feel all resistance leave you as you slip into a soft cotton wool-like warm embrace of the universal plug. Program in here, I may return anytime I ask. Say the words Te Kore and know you can return here. But come beyond the universal laws. Come beyond the plug of Te Kore, deeply and out into all that is source, the infinite field of creativity, and just imagine yourself bathed in tingly white light, shimmering, speckling, beautiful light. Everything is light. You are light. Feel this. Feel the power of your spirit merge through the law of oneness into all that is and ever was. I'd like you to imagine the power of this beautiful tropical island. Imagine the power of your being here and able to imagine anything you like. Now bring up your goal and see it as a success. If you want to bring the goal to this island, you can, or just come into a favorite place in your mind whilst you are bathed in universal light, powered by Te Kore, and just see your goal, feel your goal as a total success. Imagine all of the details of what success feels like. So the opposite of what you've been thinking and you've trampled into the past. If this is your healthy body, you might be swimming in these crystalline waters, feeling the beautiful water immersing over your supple, strong, slim body, healthy, vital. If you are imagining a powerful relationship with your current partner or inviting another, imagine swimming with your loved one or your loved one to be through these crystalline waters, laughing gleefully, joyously. You could be making love on the beach. You could be dancing on the beach under the moonlight or in the starlight, early morning light. However you like to imagine this, it can really help you to hear sounds, the birds, the water, the cross breeze. It can really help you to taste. So tropical pineapples, calamari, whatever, coconuts, fresh coconut juice from a green coconut that just magically appears. It can help to have a theme song. If you like dancing, you might imagine yourself dancing. I do a lot of dancing. Dancing is one of the best ways of super manifesting. Dance under the moonlight with your partner. Dance with your beautiful body. Dance knowing you just flew in your private jet to your private place. Dance with your family. Dance with your children. Dance with your loved ones who have passed over. It doesn't matter. Just make the feeling feel good to you, the feeling of success. If you can think of a theme song, now is the time to think of it. And bundle this up and program in that you can return at any time that you choose to close your eyes and come within. Bundle up all of this knowing. Choose the powerful emotions now. Love, gratitude, happiness, joy, pleasure, pure consciousness, awareness. And with the force of all that is and the power of the infinite Atua, drop all of this through your body into the ground and take 3 steps forward to embody the power of your goal. Here we go. 1, 2, and 3. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So if you like this, I'd love to know what you liked about it. I don't really just like likes for likes. That sounded really bad. I like likes to not because of the value that they bring. And I'd also like to know what else you would be interested to hear about in terms of challenging your own thoughts and your own beliefs and your own feelings and working with universal energy. The best time to do your imagining is when you're relaxed. The best brainwave to do your reimagining are your theta brainwaves. The best time to do your work is in the morning and last thing before bed. The best way to get into the slipstream is to be grateful. Be grateful for the imagined relationship. You don't have to see it or feel it or hear it. You just have to imagine. And imagine it enough so that it takes shape. The best way to come in to any super manifesting is through your heart. Your heart is 150 times more powerful than your mind. You are more powerful than you know. You are a super manifester, and so is everyone else in your life. They may not know it or they may not have heard their trauma, but we are all connected. And if you're watching this, you are a super manifester and you are surrounded by super manifestors. So use those powerful negative emotions. Use every bit of negativity to focus you and so you can reimagine this negative experience, this negative person, this negative event, this negative relationship, whatever it is. You can reimagine how it is. And as you reimagine, as you reimagine everything in your life will shift, not least the way that you feel inside. And that is the key, feelings. Thank you for listening. If you'd like some more tips on how to super manifest, I've written a book and it's launching next year. My links are below, and I'd love you to join our mailing list so I can share more tips with you and share news around the launch next year. Please make the most of this really powerful time. Go out and look at the stars at night. Look for Jupiter and find the realm of Sagittarius and tap into that core. Reimagine your life as it pleases you. Creators, super manifestors, Modi order.